Guys, I can't tell you how much I just enjoyed my first ever experience with Six the Musical. This was recommended to me by countless people, countless other reactors, and when I get like that, when I can't really talk, that means I really, really enjoyed something and breaking it down. And I love the music of this so far. Of course, the history is fascinating. Really, really enjoyed it. So please, guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy my first time ever reaction and analysis for Ex-Wives from Six the Musical. And I'll see you after.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. And tonight, we are... Listen up!
Oh my God. What a wild introduction to this musical. Oh my gosh. First of all, I absolutely love the dark sound design we get at the start. There's a very low, dark synth that it almost reminds me of some of the sound design you hear in like Dune. You know, the Hans Zimmer sound design with the super low bass synths creating this really dark atmosphere. And then I love that we start with dialogue too, just speaking. So no lyrical content. I mean, no musically lyrical content yet. So no singing, no big melodic lines. It's just like sound design and speech. And we're finding out how all the ex-wives of Henry VIII met their end with him, which is pretty wild. So I don't know much about the show. This is very, very much a blind reaction, but I do know that much about the context for this song. But yeah, such a cool start. I really have no idea and had no idea what to expect.
Divorced.
And this like low C sharp drone here.
Beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. And tonight, we are... Listen up, let me tell you a story. A story that you think you've heard before. We know you know our names and our fame and our faces. Know all about the glories and the disgraces.
What an ensemble of this comes out of the gate swinging. High C's, just full chest voice, just absolutely in that upper chest range, musical theater or pop. You know, it's got a very pop feel to it. Pop belt range for the female voice. Freaking awesome. But over the course of that, we do get so much variety in the voices of these singers. So some of them are operating in the same range, but the actual timbre, the vocal colors, there's so much variety between them already. And we have this super poppy, in-your-face synth that's playing some chords in between each vocal entrance. And there were some like kind of crazy chords in there as well. So we go from this intro into like this pop concert essentially.
Listen up, let me tell you a story.
So this high C's and then this wonderful, really fast riff down and back up.
Listen up, let me tell you a story. A story that you think you've heard before. We know you know.
That's a super weird chord progression between the second and third lady.
Story. A story that you think you've heard before. We know you know
Whoa.
our names and our fame and our faces. Know all about the glories and the disgraces. I'm done 'cause all this time I've been just one word in a stupid rhyme.
First note out of her mouth, this singer, high E flat. Like super, super high bell range. This is usually where you get it like the absolute climax of a piece or at least the climax of a song, a high E flat, full chest voice, get that healthy yell quality in there. And that's where she starts this.
All about the glories and the disgraces. I'm done, cause all this time I put just one word in a stupid rhyme. So I picked up a pen and a microphone. History's about to get overthrown. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. But just for you tonight, we're divorced, beheaded, live.
I love it. So we kind of get this breakdown that is very much like the introduction to the piece, but now we have a more consistent tempo. We have these weird, like, brass-ish synths happening in between their entrances. Da 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 da. And I love the big power harmonies. It's really fun. It's really fun. It's cool ensemble. We get so many different vocal colors, but when that comes together, it creates a really cool, big, powerful ensemble sound.
Beheaded, survived, but just for you.
It's like these weird little brass like synths. They're very odd. They're fun though. I like them.
Tonight, we're divorced, beheaded, live. To the show, to the history mix, switching up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be 6
I love that the voices they're all in harmonies together. And then they cut out for a second while the chords change to the next kind of pitch center, you could call it. And that's really cool. So we get like text, bum, bum, bum. Then the text comes back. Text comes out. Text goes out. Bum, bum, bum. Then goes to the next one. So it's a nice kind of like trade-off back and forth between the singing ensemble and our instrumental background.
The history mix, switching up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody
They're not competing with each other.
used to be 6 wise. Raising up the roof till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the truth that will be revealing. Everybody knows
Nice.
that we used to be 6 wives, but now we're ex-wives.
This is great stuff. This is cool stuff. I love this. We get this huge arpeggio that comes in the kind of repeat of this material. Also, the vocal harmonies change, so we get a little different. We get a vibe shift there as well. But that arpeggio is a great way to really add motion and momentum into a sound.
Raising up the roof till we hit the ceiling. Get ready for the truth that will be revealing.
I love that. I love that when this kind of sub boom hits, and everything goes out except for the voices. Then it all comes back. You know who else I bet loved that moment? I bet Mortius killed for that moment. That's like his favorite thing in music is when everything cuts out except for the voices. And it is a very cool effect. And you don't really expect it here too. It's like right in the middle of this phrase here. We get a sub boom, everything cuts out except the voices, and then on the next measure, everything comes back in.
Ceiling. Get ready for the truth that will be revealing. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wives, but now we're ex-wives. All you ever hear.
Greensleeve? Yeah, that was Greensleeves for sure. I was just practicing that on the piano the other day. That's awesome. It's so funny. These, the synth design and the sampling is like very old fashioned for compared to modern day stuff. I mean, this sounds like electronic music produced well back into the 20th century. And maybe that is to connect us with, I don't know, it's kind of like an interesting blend of old and new where we're talking about this extremely old story, hundreds, centuries and centuries old, the story of these women, but it's being produced in a modern day setting as like a pop concert. Maybe the really old sampling and electronics as a way to kind of symbolize that we're telling an old story. I don't know, just throwing it out there. But yeah, the sampling in electronics does sound like 1970s, 80s, like properly old compared to like modern day electronic music production.
Ex-wives.
Like that stuff, all that stuff. I love the green sleeves.
All you ever hear and read about is our ex and the way it ended. But a pair
Just that-
doesn't beat a royal flush.
You're gonna find out how we got unfriended.
So this is very much like the material we had earlier. They're all trading off. They're telling all their stories. Vocally the same too. That first singer comes in, like all the way up on those high C's, and then it kind of goes down from there, and then until we get our high E flat, which I think was about to happen again. But yeah, kind of repeated material, of course, new text, but repeated musical material from earlier.
All you ever hear and read about is our ex and the way it ended. But a pair doesn't beat a royal flush.
You're gonna find out how we got unfriended.
Tonight we're gonna do ourselves justice, 'cause we're taking you to court. And every true to rose has its thorns, and you're gonna hear him live in consort. Divorced, beheaded, died.
Divorce.
Beheaded, survived.
They're like, oh God, telling the story. It's great stuff. Really enjoying. And I'm trying to, now that, because we have accurate captions, I'm trying to pay attention to those as well. But you all will find my brain is mostly inclined towards the music. That's truly where my expertise lies in, for sure, singing technique and audio engineering and music production. All those things I will endlessly talk about. Endlessly. But if the text is up there, and I do find this, what I just watched, no, it was like a year ago at this point. It was when 6 was kind of blowing up, I think. I watched The Other Boleyn Girl about Anne Boleyn and, who I believe is one of the characters in this story. And I was like, this is so cool. Like, this history is like so brutal and awful, but like, what an incredible story. So when I heard that this was a thing, I got excited about it. I've just put off watching it so that I could do these musical analysis videos. I digress. Let's keep going. Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying my series on 6 the Musical. If you'd like early access, I'm releasing all these videos a week ahead on Patreon before the public gets them. So come check out my Patreon. Join us a week ahead of time for all the future videos on 6. And the next one is already there. Hope to see you over there. Peace.
And you're gonna hear him live in consort. Divorced, beheaded, died. Beheaded, survived. But just for you tonight, we're divorced, beheaded, welcome to the show, to the history mix, switching up the flow.
This is like a little more modern. A little like we've gone forward a few decades for sure in the EDM production compared to that moment I pointed out earlier. And we also got that when the voices were, let me see what effect they're doing, but that moment where all the voices are basically cutting in and out very quickly. Very cool effect. Right here. Yeah, so that's just splitting up the vocal file and literally separating it out. And then so you just get these very clear off on for the audio of that vocal harmony. Cool effect, very cool effect. History mix. Wives. That's like an interesting note to end that harmony on. I was expecting that. They go to wives.
Everybody knows that we used to be 6
wives. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that note. Is that arpeggio? The changing up the syllable, emphasis on the wrong syllable for Renaissance. At least that's how we pronounce it here. Renaissance. Renaissance. The Renaissance. I think it's re on that first syllable. I don't know. People say that differently elsewhere. Wow, it's a crazy riff. Crazy fast and crazy accurate. My goodness. Ex-wives. No, it's not that. It's... She ends on the minor third at the bottom there. Weird place to end the riff, but so cool, so fast, and so accurate. It's really exciting to hear really fast, really articulated riffing. Because it's rare. It's rare that a voice does it that cleanly. But it seems like there are a number of singers in this show that are very good at riffing already, from what I've heard. Riffing is when you're holding one vowel, usually, or one part of a word, but the pitches are moving around. That's called riffing. It's called coloratura in opera. You can also call them runs, but that's what I'm talking about. It's when the pitches are moving around really fast. This. My name's Catherine of Aragon. Okay, Catherine. Was married 24 years. I'm a paragon of royalty. My loyalty is to the Vatican. So if you try to dump me, you won't try that again. I like that. And then they say how she got killed. Wow. Beheaded. All right. Catherine of Aragon, 24 years, paragon of loyalty. This is great stuff. Total vibe shift from the first part of the song. Now we're getting into the actual, like, kind of formal introductions of all these characters. They love that sub boom. Great effect. Love using that in my own music as well. And I love now we got acoustic guitar up in here now. We got a much more chill, laid back beat. And we got acoustic guitar. Fantastic. So different from this. My name's Catherine of Aragon. Was married 24 years. I'm a paragon of royalty. My loyalty. I love that. Royalty. Da-da-da-da-da. That nice little exchange between the voice and the guitar. 4 years. I'm a paragon of royalty. My loyalty is to the Vatican, so if you try to dump me, you won't try that again. I like how her voice actually it gets more and more powerful throughout her singing this entire verse, and then she pulls it back on the very last line and goes back to that really intimate, breathy place. But she's like, the Vatican, so if you try to dump me, and it gets more and more powerful. And then for this last line, I can't remember what it is, find it out in a second, she like goes back to that really soft, it's like quiet intensity, like kind of threatening. Is to the Vatican, so if you try to dump me, you won't try that again. Yeah. I'm beheaded. Girl and I'm there she is. I broke England from the church. Yeah, I'm that sexy. Natalie Portman in the movie. Well, my sleeves may be green, but my lipstick's red. Died. I thought she got beheaded. No? I thought that's how the movie ended. Her getting beheaded. Can't remember. Probably not. I'm sure they're telling accurately what happened here in the show. Let's hear Anne Boleyn again. So this is a much softer, kind of sexy, sultry kind of vocal color, which makes sense. Literally, given the text, she literally says, yeah, I'm that sexy. And that's, you definitely want that reflected in the voice. And there are certain qualities of a voice that we naturally think are sexier. It's usually this softer, warmer, extra air coming through the sound, so it's a little breathier. It kind of makes it feel like this singer is whispering right into your ear, which is a sexy thing. So it's great to have that reflected in the singers, to have their vocal colors and qualities actually mimic the kind of person they are, especially in something like this, and especially even more so when there's animatics involved. When you don't even know what they actually look like, you need that voice to reflect that personality. Try to dump me. You won't try that again. I'm that Boleyn girl and I'm up next. See, I broke England from the church. Yeah, I'm that sexy.
Why did I lose my head?
Yeah.
Well, my sleeves may be green, but my lipstick's red. Died. Jane.
Oh, they just said died. But because the first Catherine of Aragon, they said beheaded, right? Anne Boleyn did get beheaded, but they don't say beheaded again. They just say died. I guess that's to probably mimic that rhyme scheme, right? It's the beheaded, died, survived, something. One of them survived, I think. But maybe it's so they don't say beheaded, then beheaded again, and then a third word that doesn't make sense with the rhyme scheme.
Well, my sleeves may be green, but my lipstick's red. Died. Jane Seymour, the only one he truly loved. Rude. When my son was newly born, I died, but I'm not what I seem, or am I? Stick around and you'll suddenly see more. Divorce.
Jane Seymour and you'll see more. Very nice. Okay, was it Jane Seymour and Anne Boleyn? Were they? Because they were sisters, and I think they were sisters in the movie. I would think they'd both be Boleyns. I'm not going to think too hard about that now. The story will become clear, and I'm sure all of you will educate me in the comment section as well. This really is a blind reaction. Jane Seymour, not what he expected. I love that. Rude.
Jane Seymour, the only one he truly loved. Rude. When my son was newly born, I died, but I'm not what I seem, or am I? Stick around and you'll suddenly see more. Divorce.
Ich bin Anna of Cleves.
Ja.
German.
He saw my portrait, he was like, yeah, but I didn't look as good as I did in my pic.
Oh.
Funny how we all discussed that, but never Henry's little prick out your ears.
Catfished in the 16th century? That's hilarious. German, yeah. I like the ja. Sehr gut.
Ich bin Anna of Cleves. Ja. When he saw my portrait, he was like,
Ja.
but I didn't look as good as I did in my pic. Funny how we all discussed that, but never Henry's little prick out
Savage.
I'm the Catherine who lost her head.
Another beheading.
Promiscuity outside of wed. Lock up your husbands, lock up your sons. Kay Howard is here, and the fun's begun.
She's having a good time. See how her voice mimics how like playful and promiscuous she is, licentious perhaps. It's really great. It's really great to have those things lined up. It just, everything lands harder if the sound of the voice and how the lines are written too, how melodically the lines are written, if that all matches the personality of who we're talking about or who's singing, excuse me, really helps deliver the message.
Oh, prick out your ears, I'm the Catherine who lost her head. For my promiscuity.
I thought Catherine of Aragon lost her head too. I'm not going to go back. But I think isn't that 3 beheadings we have so far?
Outside of wed, lock up your husbands, lock up your sons. Kay Howard is here, and the fun's
Getting after it.
Survive. Dive down, I'm the final wife. I saw him to the end of his life.
I'm the survivor, Catherine Parr. I bet you wanna know how I got this far. I said I bet you wanna know how we got this far.
Gosh, she starts off her phrase much softer, and then she's like, I'm the one that survived, and then she brings in a lot more power to her voice.
The fun's begun. Survive. 5 down, I'm the final
Nice and easy.
wife. I saw
Gentle.
him to the end
Sweet.
of his life.
I'm the survivor, Catherine Parr. I bet you wanna know how I got this far. I said I bet you wanna know how we got this far.
Do you wanna know how we got this far? Welcome to the show, to the history.
Okay, so this is like our chorus here.
Pick up the flow as we add the prefix. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wise. Get your hands up, get this party buzzing. You want a queen bee? Well, there's half a dozen. Everybody knows that we used to be 6 wise.
I like how this is a repeat of what I would call like the main chorus material of the song. Often in musical theater, because styles and dynamics and the genre even, tempi, keys, they change so fast. It's a very mercurial genre that way. More shows more than others. But it's actually less common that you have like a chorus that repeats exactly as it was. Usually it'll change some based on the context of what's happening. And the story moves quickly as well in musical theater. So I like that we have this chorus material similar to what we've heard earlier, but we do have some differences and we have some changes, whether it's the harmonies, there are new lyrics added in this one even. It's great. I mean, if you have a 7.5-minute song, you don't just want to be repeating material a bunch or it's going to get really stale. And it's not. They're keeping it fresh. It's great. Not bored watching this at all.
Everybody knows that we used to be 6'1".
Now here it goes into a change.
Get your hands up, get this party
Yeah, big change.
buzzing. You want a queen bee? Well, there's half a dozen.
Blasting those high E flats. Somebody.
This party buzzing. You want a queen bee? Well, there's half a dozen. Everybody knows that we used to be 6'1".
High F from, I gotta find out who's singing that really crazy high stuff. Yeah, high, it was our fourth queen, I think. She was the one singing the E flats. Is that Catherine K? The one with the K. Catherine with a K. I think that's who it is. All the way up to that high F. Guys, that's crazy, crazy high. If you think about a song like Defying Gravity from Wicked, I think traditionally, and in the score, I believe that is the really, really high note that Elphaba sings at the end. It's a high F. So we've got someone here. I think Catherine with a K gets up to that F here.
Everybody knows that we used to be 6'1".
B. B on the word B.
Everybody knows that we used to be 6'1".
Crazy high. Key change. Back to our 70s electronic green sleeves. Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey. Fantastic. So they brought back the green sleeves theme, which was cool. And I do like how it's a live I mean, it's supposed to, this is from somewhere deep in my brain, but isn't the idea that it's like a pop concert? Like that's actually how the musical theater is staged. And I believe it's out on Broadway now. Actually, I just saw it's coming. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's coming to Tempe, Arizona, which is about 30 minutes from me. In March of 2026. So maybe I'll go try to see it. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I love the idea that it's set like a pop concert. I think I read that or saw that somewhere. All the information, guys. Tell me everything about the show below. I'm not a big spoilers person, so like blow it up. Just blow it up in the comments. I do not mind at all.
6.
But tonight, we came here to answer your questions once and for all.
Take what you want, what you really, really want. Tonight.
Okay, Spice Girls.
Right, we're gonna help you figure out which one of
I wonder if there was any. There's almost certainly no issue copywriting with green sleeves, but I wonder if there's any copyright just like blatantly using a tiny section of a song, like the Spice Girls song they just referenced. No idea. Typically with something that small, there's probably not, unless you took the actual soundbite from that song and used it. But I think because this is like almost like a dialogue situation, probably not an issue. But as someone in the music world who deals with copyright a lot, I'm always thinking about that kind of thing. Shout out to our animator as well. Is this Olivia Marilise? Olivia Marilise. Is that an I or an L? Not sure. Shout out to Olivia. She's killing. Okay, guys. This was my first ever experience with 6, and what a joy. I really had no idea what to expect, but Morty has promised me I would enjoy it, and he was right. Very right so far. So I believe from here we get into the individual songs of the wives. So I'm stoked. This is great, guys. If I enhanced your appreciation, if I helped you understand or enjoy this show, specifically the music of this show a little more, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. It's the best way to do it. And as always, it takes about 2 seconds and it's totally free to subscribe. So bang, now you're subscribed. Guys, so easy. I'll see you in the next 6 video. Bye-bye.